like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
I want to begin with a single question, one that has been echoing across the entire fandom these past few days. What happens when an episode that has not even aired yet is already powerful enough to shake an entire community to its core? How does a piece of content none of us have actually seen manage to ignite anticipation, anxiety, hope, and chaos, all at the same time? That is exactly what is unfolding before our eyes. The newest episode of Are You Sure is coming soon, and the fandom is already standing on high alert, armed with screenshots, theories, frame-by-frame predictions, and that familiar sensation of falling in love all over again with the quiet, natural chemistry between Jimin and Jungkook. Every time they appear together, something shifts in the air. There is a light around them that is difficult to explain, gentle yet unmistakably alive. But behind the warmth, excitement, and anticipation, another presence always follows them like a persistent shadow. Noise. Whispering. Rumors. Wild theories. Fabricated narratives. These have become a constant, an unwanted accompaniment to their every interaction. And today, through this narrative, we are not just watching their sweet moments. We are stepping past the surface, looking at their connection through a lens more honest, deeper, and far more emotional than what casual viewers ever get to see. The noise is relentless. It rises before every episode, almost like clockwork, building itself into a familiar storm. 4 years now, Jimin and Jungkook have been the center of every possible kind of rumor, from imaginary relationships to secret codes found in blurry screenshots. Theories sprout out of nothing. Photos are cropped, zoomed until pixelated beyond recognition, then treated like solid evidence. People examine shadows, reflections, and accidental camera flares as if they hold the secrets of the universe. And somehow, the narrative always circles back to one topic that refuses to die: tattoos. There are claims that Jungkook has matching tattoos with someone. Claims that these tattoos hide secret meanings. Claims that they confirm relationships. But who has ever proven any of this? The answer is always the same: no one. There is no clear photo, no HD video, no official confirmation, only opinions that get twisted into stories. Even if a similar tattoo exists, what then? Tattoo designs like those are common in Korea. Many people have pieces that look alike. And the photos used as proof are always blurred, overly zoomed, angled strangely, or dark enough that they could just as easily be bandages, stickers, or shadows. And yet, for reasons no one can fully explain, rumors like these spread faster than facts. Ironically, when a crystal-clear video emerges, one that shows something real, people are quick to scream that it is edited. But show them the blurriest photo imaginable, enlarged until it breaks into squares, and suddenly it becomes undeniable truth. Logic disappears whenever it is convenient. This pattern appeared again recently during RM's livestream. People took fragments of his words, ripped them from their context, twisted them until they sounded harsh toward Jungkook. The full message was gentle and supportive, but a few selective clips turned it into something ugly. It is heartbreaking that words from the group's leader, someone who has always cared deeply, can be weaponized against his own member. It makes one wonder why there are individuals who call themselves fans while actively spreading hate toward the very person they claim to support. Rumors, unfortunately, often overshadow what we should truly be celebrating: the genuine warmth between Jimin and Jungkook. They do not need fabricated narratives or exaggerated interpretations to look close. They do not need forced theories to show comfort. Their bond is visible in the way they speak to each other, in the way they listen, in the way they move naturally within each other's orbit, and in the way they soften around one another without ever needing to announce it. Their comfort is not a story, it is a feeling that radiates from the screen. And then came the preview that shook the fandom in a way no rumor ever could. In the latest teaser for Are You Sure?, Jungkook says something that many have wondered about but never expected to hear so clearly. From the very beginning, he says he wanted to enlist in the military together with Jimin. Not because circumstances forced him, not because he was confused or uncertain, and not because he lacked options. He knew what he wanted. And what he wanted was Jimin. He wanted to face one of the hardest, most emotional chapters of his life beside the person he trusted the most. This is not fanfiction. Not a fan theory. Not an imagined scenario. These are Jungkook's own words. Hearing them feels like a soft blow to the chest, a moment that makes you pause and breathe differently. It makes you realize that the closeness we see on camera is only a fraction of what lies beneath. Their bond is deeper than most of us dared to assume. Wednesday suddenly feels far away and painfully near at the same time. We know the episode will be intense. We know there will be moments that make us stop, rewind, slow down, and replay repeatedly just to absorb every detail. Every glance will feel weighted. Every breath will carry meaning. Every gesture will cut through the screen with emotion. And the most beautiful part of it all is that none of it is scripted. Nothing feels choreographed. Nothing is constructed for drama. It comes from two people who have chosen each other again and again, regardless of the chaos happening around them. And as if perfectly timed by the universe, a wave of completely unrelated celebrity scandals suddenly flooded the internet. Rumors of Jungkook and Winter appeared out of nowhere, sparked by supposed matching tattoos and a change in Instagram username. The situation is honestly absurd. If Jungkook had changed his username to Min Jungkook, people would still have lost their minds simply because Winter's name is Min Jung. Anything he does becomes a puzzle piece for someone else's fantasy. Meanwhile, 4 major hot articles were released almost simultaneously, each trying to pull attention in a different direction. All of this coincided with a much larger issue, Bang Si-hyuk's assets, allegedly worth $100 million, being frozen due to claims of unfair trading. Suddenly, old rumors resurfaced. Outdated stories were recycled as if they were happening today. Headlines were printed like a well-timed distraction. And in the middle of all this chaos, Jikook was dragged into the noise once again. Jimin. Their names always end up caught in storms they never asked for. Yet through all the noise, one thing remains unshakably clear: the truth shone through their own actions. Not rumors. Not blurry screenshots. Not conspiracy theories. But the way they look at each other. The way they speak to one another. The way they protect each other instinctively, quietly, and consistently. When Jungkook says he wanted to enlist with Jimin from the start, without hesitation, without a second option, that is something that cannot be twisted. It is not theory. It is reality. This Wednesday may become one of the most emotional days in the history of Jikook's journey. An episode that fans will watch again and again, analyzing each frame, each smile, each pause. An episode that might change the way we see them, not because someone invented a narrative, but because they themselves opened the door a little wider. Until the moment arrives, all we can do is brace ourselves. The intensity waiting for us is no small thing. And when the episode finally airs, when Jimin and Jungkook share their world with us a little more openly, one truth will become undeniable: we will never see them the same way again. In the midst of excitement, noise, endless rumors, and the chaos that never seems to fade, we have to remember something essential. Our role is not to spread rumors. Our role is to protect the people who have given us so much of themselves.